Knochenstahl. 2107. Faster than light travel invented. 2128. First exoplanets colonized. 2169. 69. Nice. 2175. Boring. Timelines, schmimelines. There are just 3 things you need to know about in this universe that form the background to just about any story you could tell. And here they are, in order of most fun to say. Number 1. Knochenstahl. While humanity was going about sticking its flags in habitable planets and saying finders keepers, they came across what they believed to be ancient alien technology. You know, like pyramids. Mostly derelict outposts and a few ruined spacecraft with motherfucking alien eggs in the storage. Nah, just kidding about the alien eggs part. But the outposts and spacecraft were genuine finds. We studied these and found that they utilized a pseudo-organic supermaterial, which was strong, tough, hard, and a ton of other manly adjectives too. Also, if you grind it into powder and snort it, it supposedly gives you a rager that lasts all night. But I wouldn't know anything about that. To stop things getting too fun, we let the Germans name it. They called it Knochenstahl, which was at least 23 syllables fewer than everyone was expecting. By the end of that year, gold, diamond, and unobtainium could all go eat a bag of dicks. Knochenstahl was the most valuable material in the universe. Turns out, the race that created it must have been busy little buggers. Knochenstahl finds were frequent, though not common enough to let the price of it drop to less than $50 million per kilo. Applications for Knochenstahl included industrial machinery, spacecraft cladding, super tall building construction, plasma weaponry, and an instant cure for erectile dysfunction. But like I said, I wouldn't know anything about that. Number 2. Nadalox. With all the technology and artificial intelligence the future had to offer, who could have possibly guessed that following a trail of Knochenstahl around the galaxy might eventually lead us back to the aliens who created it? We found them on the technologically advanced world of Ceti Oxanax. They were not thrilled to meet us. Maybe we came on a little strong with the whole "give us the secret to creating Knochenstahl and we won't atomize your planet" approach. We humans never learn. War broke out, and we got our asses handed to us all the way back to Asterella 12. The Nadalox, which is the most correct pronunciation you can manage if you don't have 3 tongues, had been fighting a civil war on their home planet for decades, so their military budget was already in good shape. Galactic warfare was something humanity was surprisingly ill-prepared for. Like every human government in history, the ones in charge responded to the crisis by flailing around ineptly for a while and then playing catch-up. Catch-up came in the form of bioengineering soldiers to cheerfully fight and die for us. This endeavor had a throw shit at the wall and hope some of it sticks kind of motif. As a result, 98% of our genetically engineered soldiers were reduced to pâté within seconds of leaving the dropship. The cream, however, rose to the top. We created a particularly impressive fighting force in the form of the 69th iteration of our Modified Intelligent Life Form program, shortened to MILF, after a team of highly paid consultants conducted a thorough investigation to ensure this acronym had never been used for anything else that might embarrass us later. MILF 69 soldiers proved to be a match for the technologically superior Nadalox. The war was at a stalemate, with atrocious casualties on both sides. Fortunately, humanity was in a better position to wait out the storm. After all, we weren't sending our children to die, just some silly named freaks we made in test tubes. Happy days. Number 3. Delafos. By this point in history, the Delafos Corporation was to the known universe what Bruce Enterprises was to Gotham City. Or, you know, Weyland-Yutani, if we're going to stop pretending that wasn't an influence here. Delafos, founded by Earth-based bootstrap billionaire S. Pascaline Delafos, was the biggest player when it came to adapting Knochenstahl into usable technology. They also led the exploration to acquire Knochenstahl. They also delivered the bioengineering technology that gave us our soldiers. You get the picture. Anything that could make serious money, they controlled. Jean-Guy Delafos is known as the man who ended the war against the Nadalox. Current CEO of Delafos Corporation and great-great-grandson of Pascaline, he boldly flew a delegation past the front line of battle and straight to Ceti Oxanax. he went with a very straightforward offer. They would give him the secret to creating Knochenstahl. In return, he would manufacture and develop weapons for them to give them the edge in the civil war on their own planet. The Nadalok leaders agreed to these terms. An uneasy peace was established. Delafoss started producing Knochenstahl like it was going out of fashion. And in a very real sense, it did go out of fashion. It was so abundant that the price dropped through the floor. This meant that prospectors who had made big finds but had not yet managed to sell suddenly found their stashes almost worthless. And that, friends, is the fate that befell the once important mining and manufacturing planet of Fairlaren. Someone there made a big find of abandoned Knochenstahl technology. It was going to be a huge payday. Big old cities were built to make sure every last scrap of it was scooped up. Millions of surveyors and prospectors moved to the planet to get their slice of the pie. Then, one day, they got the news that it was all for nothing. It was money down the squatter. Even the Delafoss Center there would have been a write-off, were it not for the fact that the company as a whole was getting stupidly rich off their deal with the Nadaloks. Now, you'd think that when a population took a $37 trillion bath, most of them would cut their losses and head home. But that's the strangest thing. Since the day the bottom fell out of the value of Knochenstahl, not one single person has left Fairlaren. Why might that be? To find out, you'd either have to be unlucky enough to have been born there, or foolish enough to have traveled there. And sure, 12 billion people have lived and died on Fairlaren without a single one of them leaving, but the good thing is, you're special. It'll be different for you, right?